Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all staying well. Had a good week. Tonight's guest that we're bringing on is Howard Pitre, paranormal investigator. Hi, Howard.
Hi, guys. I just got
How you doing?
the last of that pickle. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening?
We're doing good. We're doing
Very
good.
well, thank you.
Yeah, we got some lockdown easing tomorrow, which is good. A bit more positivity.
Great.
We can now meet, I think, up to 6 people now outside.
That's awesome.
Start.
Definitely a start. Start in the right direction.
Yeah, not long to go.
Yeah, over here, in Texas, our neighboring state, they're not wearing masks. They're not doing it. They said, hell with it. They're just gonna go. They're just gonna go with it now. We're actually matter of fact, Tuesday I'm going to get my first shot. I didn't even. A lot of people telling me there's a big controversy about it. You get the shot and you're going to be one of these walking zombies.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I'm ready to be a zombie. I mean, that'll save on your food bill.
That's right.
I mean, I'm ready for it.
Well, nice. I mean, we've had one. We've been okay, haven't we?
Yeah, we kept joking around saying we ain't grown a second head yet, but yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're all good. We've got the second one due in April, so not long.
That's good. Good. Yeah, I'm just not just a paranormal investigator. I'm also an ordained minister, a pastor, and a demonologist.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
So, demonologist.
Yeah. Man of many hats. Man of many hats.
Yeah. Let's take my hat off to you. So, how have you been?
Look, I got my hair did.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's all nice and pretty now. Yeah, it was all getting shaggy looking and everything.
Yeah. You didn't go for the mohawk.
No, I wanted to. I wanted to go just like the headphone thing. I wanted it that way.
That
way. Yeah, just part it in the middle and just kind of like fold it. And then there it is. You ain't had to work. Keeps your ears warm in the wintertime and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I was looking for. But no, they wouldn't do it. And my fiance said, "Yeah, you get that done. I'm going to," when she's Irish. So, I mean, she's Irish. So, I mean, yeah, you don't want to piss her off.
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant. Oh, how was your live investigation last night?
Oh, it was awesome. We had a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of EVPs. The place that it was a haunted tattoo. It was a tattoo parlor, and they had some things that were happening. One person had seen a full body apparition. They had another one that was actually shadow play and stuff like that. They would hear footsteps along this long hallway corridor in the house. One of the tattoo beds would actually just vibrate. I mean, it was actually seeing it vibrating. And we found out that there was one of the original owners of the house. She passed away. She lived there with her sister. And her name is Marjorie, I believe. That came across through our EVPs and everything in our voice box. Her name was Marjorie. And then we had some conflicting stories of there's at least 3 other individuals that are there that we can figure. One of them was actually a Union soldier from the Civil War, and we actually looked him up live. He was captured and he was sent to Texas, one of the southern prisoner war camps. And believe me, during this, the southern prison war camps were just crazy. I mean, they were just dysentery. People were dying inside. They were just mistreated people. Well, he got out, and evidently he was shunned by the community or something. That was the other guy. But anyway, he got out and he came back for this place for some reason. So I don't know. But there was another guy, Greg, I believe it was, or Greg or David, one of those 2 names. I can't remember. I have to go back and listen. He was actually a Southern soldier and a Confederate soldier, and he supposedly had kind of broke away. He kind of ran away from the fight. You know, he went AWOL or whatever, and he got pretty much, he came back to town and he got shunned, and you know, he was mistreated. I mean, he was disgraced. Nobody would talk to him and anything. And when we got him on there talking on the voice box, he just would not shut up. I mean, it's like, because in life he was just pushed to the side and nobody would talk to him or anything. But in death, I mean, we're finally talking to him. So he had a lot to say, but he was just saying it so fast, and he was using a lot of his energy to do it in. But yeah, it was very interesting investigation indeed.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Sounds a very good place.
Yeah, and we had, matter of fact, we had a flashlight that was sitting on the thing. You know how you do the flashlight test when you're sitting up there and you just barely turn it on and they touch it and it comes on. Yeah. He didn't like the flashlight and he threw it.
Wow.
so we got one of these it's sort of like a K2 meter, but it's made to look like a lantern. And we put up there, and he would play with that. He would play with the K2s and stuff like that, make it light up and stuff like that. And during this time, I mean, you would ask it questions, and the lights would come on the K2s, and on the mail reader, you could see the temperature rising and falling, rising and falling. Every time he would get, it was all coinciding together.
2 pieces of equipment. That's good.
And good. It was like, you know, he was trying to reach out. He was wanting to, like I said, he was just talking and talking and talking. And it was like, dude, slow down. You know, don't burn yourself out so quick, you know? And no, he didn't want to do that. But there was also some people. Huh?
I take it you got fed up with the torch and just threw.
The guy. Look. With this investigation, I mean, it was, I mean, we've even had people left, and one of the co-founder with me of Paranormal Swamp Investigations, something must have followed him home. He's got pictures of in his house, you know, things in his house. I told him he's got paranormal hangover, dude. Just rest, get you some fluid in you and just take it easy a little bit. But yeah, he's actually an empath, and something just followed him home. So we had that going on. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. And then our next we're going to have some more investigations coming up, but our next big investigation is going to be in the French Quarter of New Orleans. We're going to a voodoo shop, and we're going to be doing an investigation. And then the shop where it's located at, New Orleans was actually burned down twice. I mean, it caught fire twice. It burned. And that's not including the cholera outbreaks. It killed a lot of people. And the shop that this place is in, it's actually was like a boarding school, and they had young adults in there, and a lot of them died. So I was told by one of the voodoo priests that one of the altars, when you go to the altar to start, you know, doing whatever they do with the voodoo stuff, cold spots the temperature would drop, you know, 15, 20 degrees in that one spot at this altar. So, I mean, we're looking forward to doing that. And then we're bringing in another group from Indiana. It'll be Things. They're going to be investigating with us also on this one. So it's going to be a pretty decent investigation.
Sounds really
that
good.
Sounds like quite a good place to go to, actually.
Yeah. When
is that going to be a live one? Will you be doing a live from
We're going to be doing that live also.
Oh, I'll be watching.
I'll
be watching. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, that'd be about time you wake up. I mean, well, for us, we'll probably start that one about 9 or so here. And you figure that's about 6 hours difference between here, or 5 hours. I don't know if that was the thing I got confused today, because y'all haven't done.
Yeah, I got confused.
I think we're 6 hours ahead.
I mean, we got done. Yeah, but y'all haven't done daylight savings time yet, or something. Something y'all haven't done yet.
That happened at 1 o'clock this morning. Yeah, we had our hour ahead at 1 a.m.
Okay, because I'm trying to get used to that daylight savings time. We had ours a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, that was a bummer. Lost an hour of sleep.
It put us off bad
It
this
does.
morning.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast the day goes too. When it's only an hour, but it's made such a big difference to the day. It's completely flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely threw me off.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So you have like a big lineup for future investigations. Is there anything that's really standing out for you that you're really excited to go to?
The Voodoo Shop is going to be one. That's really standing out for me. There's a couple other places that we're looking at to do. A haunted cemetery that actually has Indians that are buried there, Creole people of different. It's very active cemetery here, and it's one of the top places in our parish or our county that is very, very active. There's a few other places that we're looking at that are interesting. Hopefully we can get in there and do these investigations with them in there. It's all about right now the COVID and stuff like that. And then, like I said, we've lightened up the leash a lot on COVID over here.
Yeah.
Of course,
I wish they would do the same in this country.
Yeah, I mean, you can go in this grocery store. You just have to have your mask on. That's it.
Yeah.
And of course, you want to do a little social distancing. You want to keep that in practice and stuff like that until it's disappeared. But like I said, I've talked to a lot of people about COVID, and it has, I don't know, it has so many people thinking of so many different things.
Yeah, there's lots of conspiracies about it.
Yeah, well, one is like it's just something that the government's doing, or the governments are doing, and they're just blowing it out of proportion. I mean, a few years back, we had influenza that came through, and it killed a lot of people. And what's the difference between this and and influenza? It's just a cold. It's a bad cold. It affects you basically almost the same way. It's just, we don't know. Then it had another one that says something, since it's from China, there's some kind of thing that'll mutate your genes and things of that nature. And then you had another one that's just, matter of fact, one of the things that they're talking about with the COVID shots is gene manipulation, or there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. Gene manipulation. Someone that they'll give you a shot. A lot of black people and stuff like that are actually they targeting them, and so it's something that actually gets them actually sicker. And like I said, it's a lot of bigotry. It's a lot of it's you hear so many things about it, and you just don't know where to go. I mean, you have to do your research, I guess, on it, and do what you think what's right for you and your family.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
At the moment, just do what you can to get back out and get back onto a normal way of living, really.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of pushed into a corner, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've been watching your shows, man. I love y'all. What y'all doing? We
yeah,
we got to vamp it up a little bit. We got to get some stuff going on in here.
Yeah, I mean, you're joining us soon, Howard, aren't you? On the KEAP On Chatting Network.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Tuesday.
Yep. Be on there with Jennifer. Jolene Jackson-Lockwood and Miss Karen Frey. They're going to be on there with me. Hopefully, I'll bring a little bit of humor more. Instead of having these talk shows that you get on there. I mean, I've seen these shows, these podcast shows, and they'll hold up something like, I don't know, this is the K2 meter, and this light will do this and this. And in about 15 minutes of it, they're talking to you about the dynamics and all the diagrams. And I'm like, I'm doing that. Wake up, man. Wake up. No, we have to keep people, interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so they're laughing, but they're also learning with you. So that's what I'm hoping to bring, to the KEAP family. So that's what we're doing.
Interesting.
Matter of fact, we were just talking about our first guest that we're having on there. It was going to be Mr. Mike Rogers from 1975. He was one of the witnesses and best friend of a person, Travis Walton, and he'll be coming on our first show. And like I was telling you, he's tired, and he's not going to say anything about the actual thing, the abduction, or anything. Only thing he's saying Basically, it's a supposed abduction. Okay, so that's where you're going with that. You know, we don't know if it was adopted, and he'll say the same thing, I'm sure. Doesn't know if it's really that, but as for Mike Rogers as a person, the things that he's done, and matter of fact, we'll be probably talking about the Arizona lights that just recently occurred a few years ago, because he's got footage and stuff like that. With you seen the trail of lights over Arizona?
Wow.
We also going to be talking about hopefully about Vegas. They had Vegas lights also, all in that area for some reason. They have a lot of UFO activity. But we're going to talk about that. He's done radio. He's been in the radio business for a long time. He is a UFO researcher. He's a realist. That's the biggest thing. He's a realist. If he's seen it, yes. But if he hasn't seen it, he can't tell you if it's real or not. You know, it is what it is. So
sounds like a chap after my own heart. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, he's hardcore. He's old school, and we're like kindred spirits on that. Some of the things he believes in, and I became friends with him, and he's just an all-around good guy. I mean, period. He's just an all-around good guy. So we're going to have him. He's going to be our very first guest on Crossing Over.
So on the Crossing Over show, are you doing a mixture of different things? Like, is it going to be?
We're going to throw. We're going to throw everything. Everything. I don't care. Hey, if a snail floats across the room, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. You know,
have a show all about food. Just do
it. We'll talk about. A lot of. Well, matter of fact, they wanted me to do another show. It'll be a fourth one. I'm not doing no more shows. About cooking in the paranormal and stuff, like cooking show and stuff like that. Okay. So no, I'm not doing that. No, not going to happen. I'm tired. I've got so much going on right now, and especially with all these shows, and plus my foundation, it's just taking a lot out of me. So I mean, it's just, this is enough. Yeah. It's enough. It's keeping me busy.
Enough to keep busy.
Yeah.
Hey, someone said if you want humor, there's always Eddie to have on to laugh at.
Yeah.
Who's Eddie?
Eddie is Karen's husband.
Karen's husband.
Oh man, I don't want to put people down. I'll make fun of myself before I make fun of someone else. That's honestly the God's truth. I will do that. I will make fun of myself. I don't like doing that. Well, yeah, I do.
Eddie's like an
I'm not gonna say I don't like making fun of people. I do like making fun of people, but I'll make fun of myself before I do that. So
Eddie's like another comedian. He's funny. Yeah.
If y'all seen some of the stuff I've been posting here lately, y'all always like, are we sure we want him to have his own show? I mean, some of it's scary now. Scary funny. Sometimes I wonder even if I've ever, get some of my shows even banned from like Facebook or anything like that.
Well, if you do it after the watershed, it should be fine.
Well, matter of fact, I have with the Pitre dish. Paranormal Swamp Talk is basically a show about things in Louisiana, things that are supernatural. I mean, I'll go outside of Louisiana and have people come in, different topics, different things, cryptics, you name it. We do it on that show. The Pitre dish, on the other hand, it started off as a really, really bad show. I mean, this should have been like, I even put on it, it's rated R. I mean, it had some adult stuff that should have never been said on air, but it was. And I did that all the way to the beginning of the new year. On January 1st, I changed the format to a more of a reportive, investigative, reportive type show about some meaning. I'll give you a prime example. The first Pitre dish, the very first episode, nobody knew what we was going to talk about. And that's why you always see that thing that says, please stand by. That's what we did. We did it. Please stand by. I don't know who's going to come on this show. We don't even know what the topic was going to be about. We just went live and just did it. Okay?
Just go with it.
Just go with it. And our very first show was about venereal diseases. Okay. And how's that have to do with the paranormal? Well, it has a lot to do with it. And the very first topic was crabs. Do you feel them after they're gone? Okay. So that was, I mean, that's the kind of show we were doing. I mean, it was, some people didn't like it, and it was like some people loved it. So we did that for a few months, and we got away from that. And our revamped show was actually, our first show was about autism awareness. Then we went into like suicide prevention and stuff like that. And that show's basically for paranormal investigators or people in the paranormal world to be educated in the different types of stuff that's out there, you know, different type of awarenesses that should be well known. So that's what that show's basically about now. And we do some paranormal on there, but that's about it. And
again, with the autism, there's definitely a link there between that and the paranormal.
We've done that. We've done it. We've looked at that. Especially like with some people call them, or they'll call me up to do an investigation, and they'll say, "There's a devil in my house. There's a devil in my bedroom. There's a demon." And I said, "Well, get her out of there. Get your wife out of the house, and it'll be gone. You know, you ain't got to worry about no more demon. You know, she's out." But there's a lot of misconception about that. I mean, my mentor, the man I praise all my worthiness to, is Carl L. Johnson, demonologist. We're really good friends, and I admire the man for the work. He's been doing this for over 48 years. He's been on multiple shows, original ghost hunter shows. He's done everything you could possibly think of as a paranormal and a demonologist. That's what he's known for. He's a demonologist. But that's my God. and they'll call you up, and he's maybe seen like 5 cases that actually were demons, you know, something that was something demonic. I've seen one that I believe was demonic, and I've been doing this for quite some time. So you don't see it very often. Usually you have something.
No, it's quite rare in this field, isn't it?
Yeah, you see something that's either my belief, my theory, okay, is that a good person, say like Jess, she seems like a sweet person, and she passes over, you know, she goes, you know, she's going into the afterlife, and she doesn't make that plane. She doesn't go into the light, but she's just on this plane. And who she is now is who she's going to bring into the afterlife. She's going to be that person in the afterlife. So she's a sweet person. Now, somebody like me that does that, I'm a butthole. I'm going to be a butthole in the afterlife. Okay, I'm going to do stuff to you and it seems like it's evil, but it's not. You have rapists and serial killers and all. If they cross, you know, die or whatever, and they haven't crossed over, that's who they're going to be. They're going to be these evil. So there's a big difference between evil and demonic. Yeah. So that's what you have to look at that way. But with the autism, with the paranormal, autistic people have certain things done certain ways. They want to have, you know, things where it has to be done at certain times. It has to be done a certain way, you know. But they, you know, some of them actually savant. You know, they have one field they actually excel in. But what happens if that person passes and doesn't know to go into the light? And you do something to an autistic person that's out of the ordinary, like you change their dinner time from 5 to 6. They go crazy. They're used to routine. And if they pass over, what do you think that person's going to be like in the afterlife? A lot of people, of course, say, "Oh no, they'll become normal." How do you know? You know, and that's where you might have some things happening in your home that might be someone who's autistic, and that's what they're bringing into the afterlife. So that's what we're looking at.
We used to have some friends that we used to go see. They had 2 autistic children, and they would keep saying about the spirits that they would see, because they lived in an inn, and they actually did the mum was a landlady, and they would often see these different shaped shadows. And in particular, she would call this spirit Bob. I don't know what connection to Bob is, but she would call him Bob, and she would swear down that she's seen him, and And this girl was only about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really know. I mean, like I said, it's not just autistic people; it's all people. To be honest with you, and you just don't know what's going to. But that's a good subject we tapped into. I mean, also another subject we tapped into is that what if we ran the numbers, and back in the 70s, it was like one person out of, like, I think it was 1,500 was suffering, who had autism, and till today, it's like now it's like 1 in 5 children will become. That's a big increase, you know.
Yeah.
What if, and this is like theories again, what if autistic people are actually becoming, that's the next step in evolution for man? You know, maybe we're the idiots and they are the ones who are actually, going to be the next, our future. I mean, they all savant in one thing. That's something they'll go into that field, and that's what they'll specialize in, and things of that nature. But I mean, there's a lot of theories out there. But like I said, we talked about it all. UFOs. I mean, we talked about UFOs and gene manipulation and aliens doing with gene manipulation on autistic people and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many things that, you can just, you just have to explore it. That's the way we.
So what would you say you believe in UFOs?
Do I believe in UFOs? Yes, I do. I do. I mean, you look, and this comes from a movie I saw, and it comes from the movie called Contact with Jodie Foster, and she met her father it was supposed to be her father, but it was an alien, and he told her, if you look at this vastness, I mean, just in our galaxy and all that, you have enough stars out there that could fill up beaches. Just one grain of sand. It's unbelievable. And you think of all that places that, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Where it's no number on it. It is like so many galaxies, so many solar systems, so many. Isn't that a wasted space if there's nothing else here but just us?
Interesting theory.
And then, of course, you think of, there is something out there. Of course, I mean, you have to think maybe they're ahead of us on the evolutionary scale. You don't know. I mean, they're looking at life on Mars now.
I've seen a lot of pictures and videos.
The one I'm interested in is when they go to the moon, Europa. I'd love to see when they go to Europa, because it's got a liquid core. And here in our Earth, our world, if you go down deep, where it's precious, so where there's no way anything can live there, there's these volcano vents, and there's life. There's these little crabs and shrimps and all kinds of things growing around. So if Europa is like that, it's a watered world, and if you go down to the core of this thing, and they got there's got to be something there. It's got to be some kind of life. I'm not saying it's going to be someone that take me to your leader, but there's life. There is life. It could be bacterial, it could be little animals or whatever, but there's life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
what about the belief of reptilian people?
No comment.
No. Yeah, let's talk about. Well, no, I mean,
no. Reptilians and stuff. I mean, there's different. They have reptilians. They have the Greys. They have like the ones that they call them whites, or they look like Norse gods or whatever. I mean, there's so many out there. They got some that looks insectoid looking ones. And there's so many. You got to think about what's been, what of here in the United, not just here in our world, what type of descriptions that people are actually giving after they see something like that. Do they see reptilians? It's always, I hear nothing but Greys. I have never heard about reptilians. I mean, you might have, a few people, or they here to hurt us or whatever. Hell, I don't know. I mean, to me, they're they're taking people, they're abducting people. Why? They're doing therapy. I mean, all these work genes and stuff. They're changing genes. Are they changing them for us to be slaves, or are they changing us to be, next week's dinner? I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I can't explain that. But as for reptilian people, my belief about them, I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on reptilians. But I do know a little bit more about the Greys than if anything. Now, that would be a good question for when Mike Rogers comes on. I mean, he could tell you about all that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can get him to come on your show and do something for y'all, talk to him about that.
That would be very good.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, as a matter of fact, Paul Spiro, he's another one. He's like I said, he's in your face kind of guy. He tells you how it is and the truth. He sees a fake photo, he's going to tell you it's a fake photo. He sent me something yesterday. It was mind blowing. It was actually an interview with some of the senators and stuff at a site. And during the show, during the press conference, in the background, because they show you there's a UFO in the background. It just comes in and just sits there and just disappears. All right, there you go. This was just yesterday. I mean, so there's sightings all the time. It's just when you can capture them. But like I said, I can tell you more about the Greys, I think, than I can tell you about the reptilians. But
it's getting very, very hard now, isn't it, to improve the paranormal in photos? It's very difficult.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fake.
Because of programs like Photoshop. There's a good program for doing things like that. So it makes it that much harder to try and prove to everyone that if you do catch something good, people instantly sort of kind of dismiss it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
a lot of it's just personal experiences as well.
Right. A lot of
these photos you catch.
Right. A lot of it's personal experience. I mean, if you're out in the field and all of a sudden, I'm going to carry around a camera with me and I'm always going to have it on. Nowhere I'm in the wall, I'm going to the restroom, and I'm going to sit on the poo-poo there. And are you going to carry your camera with? No, you're not. I do sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I do that sometimes, but you're not going to do it. I mean, a lot of people won't do that, but it is personal experience. You might walk out in front of your house tonight and when there'll be a huge craft sitting in your front yard, and I got to get my camera. And by the time you come back, it's gone. But you've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's personal experience.
Pareidolia with the pictures as well. That's quite common.
Yeah. Yep.
Pareidolia.
Yeah, you got to be careful, haven't you? What you class as paranormal.
Yeah.
Because the brain can do so many weird things, can't it? It's instantly trying to make you see faces when there isn't any. It happens quite often.
Yeah, it happens more than what you think, to be honest with you. Heck, I can make a UFO. Give me about 15 minutes. I can have one right behind me, and I have an alien going, yay, It's like, you have to watch those type of things. It's been faked and what is real out there. And like I said, these guys, they've been doing it for so long. They know what they're looking at. I mean, and of course, you don't have just these things that are flying overhead. You also have the aquatic ones. A lot of reports of that off of Navy ships, U.S. Navy ships. Actually, there's sailors and stuff. They'll report these things that'll just hover above and just under the ground, underwater, and go faster underwater than they were actually flying. It's like they don't have. There's nothing there. I mean, they're not passing through any mass. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. Like with we talked about Bob Lazar from Area 51. I've seen some of his stuff, and I think some of it's true and a lot of it's BS. It is what it is. You could take it for what you want, but I don't think a lot of it is true. You have Golf Breeze Florida, where there was a lot of sightings going on down there. Of course, you had the recent sightings here in Arizona and Vegas. You had sightings off the East Coast recently also. So you also have to think, well, yeah, people reporting these things, people are seeing these things, but is it real or is it from COVID? You know, people have been locked up in their houses, you know, for almost a year.
True.
You know, and you became more anxiety attacks and stuff. That's what I'm saying about, like, we're getting a lot of paranormal calls about things in their house and stuff. No, you know, just go take you a pill. You know, go go lay down and go to sleep. You know, it'll be gone by tomorrow. You know, you ain't gonna worry about
that. So we talked about the Greys just now. What's your belief on the Greys?
The Greys, I believe they're here. I think they've been coming around long time. You have to look at the evolution of man. We came from, as they said, a soup. You know, it was just a big blob of green, whatever it is. I mean, that's where we came from. I mean, it's just different things over time, evolution. But we've done things. It was like a blink of an eye. Man is where they are in the whole evolution scale of the world, you know, of the earth. You have, I'll give you a good example. Back in the 60s, we had a radio, we had a record player. And you'd put that little needle on there, and it went from when Alexander Graham Bell, you know, made the phonograph or whatever, you know, and you put that on that, and you had a record. You know, you can hear music and stuff. And we went from that to a tape. Okay, and that was from, like I said, the 60s and 70s. I mean, 70s actually. And then all of a sudden, boom! We went from now we got MP3 players. We went tape, disc to MP3, you know, digital, everything digital. And that's like a blink of an eye, to be honest with you, with all the technology that we just discovered or that we're doing, compared to from, say, the 1900s to the 1960s. I mean, hell, I mean, 1920s you had prohibition and stuff like that, you know, in the United States and all that. You had you finally had the car, and I mean, you had to go out there and crank that thing, and then look how far advanced we are. Where did all this technology come from? Is it reverse engineering? Is that, I mean, is it the government giving us things, you know, making us more advanced now and things like that? They're talking about flying cars now. People can actually go in their car and just, it's like almost like a little Cessna or something, or a helicopter, a little plane that takes off. And you can drive out of your driveway and just take off out of your driveway in a plane, a car. I've seen stuff like that.
Quite hard to believe, doesn't it?
I know. I mean, soon we're going to be looking like the Jetsons, you know. That's probably dating me, but, you know, driving home to work in a little bubble car, you know. Or Back to the Future, you know, that type of stuff. I mean, but that, I mean, we're advancing so fast, you know, and it's unbelievable. So, I mean, you have to think about that. Where is all that technology coming from? You know, is it from us? I don't think so. I mean, to be honest with you, I think a lot of it has to be done. It has to do with reverse engineering from something. I mean, you're playing around. I'll tell you which a good show I've just started watching. It's called Debris.
Okay.
The name of the show. And it's about an alien spaceship that actually was destroyed in space, but all the debris was falling to Earth, and each little thing does things differently. And I mean, that's what I believe, it's reverse engineer. Each little piece of this ship or whatever they might have captured or whatever, gotten, it does different things. And that's what they're doing. They're just bringing it along. You know, hey, we can put it in this, you know, put it in your toaster when the toaster will walk up and put the bread in itself and bring it to you, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot of things, I mean, that's out there. In my belief, anyway. I'm not pushing my belief on anybody, because I mean, some of the things I think of is, I mean, downright crazy. I'll think of some crazy stuff, but I'm not pushing my beliefs. It's a theory. It's just a theory. So, and theories are what they are. You know, there's my opinions.
Gets people talking. That's all.
That's all it is, and that's what basically we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, out of all of the locations that you've ever done, what has been your best?
My best. What you mean best?
Like the most active and.
Well, they're all pretty much active, but you mean the one I actually leave a little something in my underwear when I seen it?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Definitely that one.
It wasn't an investigation. Actually, it actually happened to me. That's what got me into the paranormal field. I was about 6 years old, and I was sleeping in my room, and my great grandfather appeared to me, and he was about as like that in my face, and he was as solid as he can be, and he just disappeared. I mean, it's just like he just melted away. And a lot of people said, well, that was a dream sequence. I didn't even know my great grandfather. And he just melted away. And I got up and I was screaming and hollering. And I ran into my mom's room and I said, Mama, this is what I saw. She said, don't worry about it, baby. That's your great grandpa's telling you he wants some prayers. I said, okay. And ever since then, I've had experiences. I've heard breathing in my ear before in bed. I've gotten pushed. I've gotten scratched. I've gotten attached. I've gotten, you name it, I've done that. But as an investigator, the most, let's see, there's actually 2 locations. The first one is a Green Duff Mansion in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And that was where a Civil War battle was fought. And it was Grant taking over. He bombarded Vicksburg. And it was a little bed and breakfast we stayed in. It was called the Green Duff Mansion. And we got actual photographs of little Annie Duff, 6 years old. She died. And I don't know if it was scarlet fever or something. It was an illness. And it took her life. And we got actually pictures of her peeking around the corner. Kept peeking. And she stood there and you could see her dress. You could see everything, you couldn't make her out. It was white, but you could see the dress part and everything. And she just peeking around the corner like that. So that was interesting. And then my fiance, she caught a soldier. Like she took a picture just like I'm doing with you with a camera phone, actually. And she was holding the picture. And it makes these videos now. You could see the picture there, but it make a video out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see someone in this big old brim hat. It was a gray hat walking in front of her. It was like if you was walking in between, there's a window behind you and you walk, well, you're not there, but your reflection was in the window. And she was taking it straight on like that. And that's what she captured. That's one that I was amazed by. And then the one that really took my breath away was when we did Myrtle's Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana. I don't know if you know the stories about Myrtle's Plantation down here.
I remember watching, I think, Ghost Adventures quite a while ago. I'm sure they went there, didn't they?
Well, a lot of the story it's about a slave named Chloe. She was a house slave and she got on the bad side of her master. She was eavesdropping on a conversation. And so for punishment, he caught her, and for punishment, he cut her ear off. So she would wear a bonnet around her head. So a lot of the pictures you see of her in any paranormal pictures, you actually see the bonnet that she wears. So to get in the good graces back in with her master, she baked a cake I think it was a party or something, and it was made from the oleander leaf, which is very toxic. But she wanted to make the family sick enough. She didn't want to kill them, but she wanted to make them sick. That way she can revive them. She would be the back on good graces with the master and everything. Well, evidently she put in too much and she killed everybody. the kids, everything, and that's who haunts the place. So you have that. You have, of course, during the Civil War, you have a lot of activity from Civil War soldiers there. You have someone, the owner of the house, he answered the door, and there was somebody who shot him in the chest. And he went up the stairs, and on the third landing of the top of the stairs, he died. So there's activity at that third landing. Me personally, it was 2 incidences that I kind of like. The first one, it didn't startle me so much. They were having something going on in the house, the plantation house. So I decided to go out into the fields, woods and stuff. And they had a clearing, and then they had a bunch of trees on the outskirts. And I seen this. It looked like fireflies at first, a lot of fireflies. And I'm thinking, what the heck is fireflies doing out at this time of year? But they just kept pop, 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 and they got more intense. And then right out of that, this figure comes walking out. You can see the hat, you can see the musket, the gun, and he walks out and he turns to the left. Yeah, turns to the left. And then the second, there was like that fast, there was another one that came out, and he was kind of more like straggling, and he went to the right. It was full body apparitions, actually. And I'm like looking for, do I have a camera? I'm more amazed at what's happening. I got my mail reader, I got my K2 and everything. I got my headlamp on, and I was with somebody else. And that person was my witness, that they saw it too. So as soon as that second one came out, I said, do you see this? And I turned around, my witness was about 600 yards behind me. She done already took off. Left me in the woods by myself.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
So I was there by myself. I walked up trying to find this thing, and then I got upset. And I went back and I grabbed Gabe, and we went out there with cameras and stuff and tried to capture stuff. But there was actual cold spots and things of that nature out there. And then the second thing that this has actually startled me was one thing. I hate dolls. I'm gonna be honest with you. Any ceramic dolls, to me, those are evil. Those are evil little things. They ought to be buried and burned.
Yeah, Jess loves them. I hate them.
I hate them. A lot of women. And that's the thing. In the demonology aspect, you have to look at these things are human-like. They are made to look like humans. And they're empty. So it's easy for something to fill that. And it's something that a child would love, all the way up to an elderly woman. Even men, they might even like that stuff. I don't question, but maybe they like that stuff, and and that's something, something can get attached to that thing. So it's just, I don't like them. Bury them. They should stop making them. But I hate this thing. And since the murder was, they had little girls, it's the playroom, and inside this playroom, they have dolls everywhere. So I'm like, oh man, look at this. What they done put me into, and they stuck me in this room. And one doll in the room it has no eyes. It's just holes.
Ooh.
And it's black. It's black. But if you touch this doll, you're sleeping in a room. This is a bed and breakfast. That's a room you actually slept in. I didn't, but there was a room you actually slept in. If you touch the doll, it was said to be that this doll would, when you wake up in the morning, it would be in bed with you. So that was spooky enough. That's all I need to hear about that crap.
Yeah.
But Gabe's in there, and there's a big closet in this room. And I mean, the lights are off in this room. It's pretty dark. I mean, we have some light. And Gabe walks over to the closet. He opens it up, and he says, and you got to understand, Gabe, he's sort of like, he speaks, it's not it's good English, but it's still a little broken.
He's Mexican, isn't he?
No, he's Guatemalan, I believe Guatemala.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He looks at me and says, "Get in the room, get in the closet." I'm like, I'll do anything, really. I mean, I don't care. I'll do it. But I'm like, why are you putting me in the closet, dude? You get in the closet. No, get in the closet. So he's got cameras and everything set up in there. So now it's really pitch black. And he said, tell him to make the ball move. So I said, okay, I'm sitting in there. got this ball there, and I'm trying to make it talk to whoever's in the room listening to me. Just would you make the ball move? And I'm talking to sweet, because I do give respect to these, entities. I don't go out there and, it's all love and light with me. I just like to be that way with them. Why you get more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar, right? So
yeah.
So I'm in there and I'm talking to this thing, and I have a little truck next to me, and I'm feeling the temperature dropping in there, and I'm feeling, a lot of electricity, and I'm saying, Gabe, you getting it? You see anything? You see anything? Because I can't even see the ball moving or not. And then I feel something on my arm. It feels like a bug just crawling on my arm, just on the hairs of the arm. If you just take it and just put your hand like that and you just rub the little hairs, you feel something like crawling on your arm. Then I'm like, I'm still as I can be. I'm not moving because I don't want to disturb anything. And next thing I know, I felt 3 little cold fingers, and they just put their little fingers on me like that, and they kept them there. And all of a sudden, it just went away. And during that whole entire time, I'm sitting in there, and then there's orbs on video. There's orbs all around me, and this one little orb just comes up there and just puts its little and sits there for a second, and then it goes off. But I felt 3 little cold fingers. That still gives me kind of the chills right now. So that was something, personal experience as a feeling, but I have it on video that this orb did this.
Yeah. So you've got the moment you felt it and the moment it's captured.
Right. So
brilliant.
Fantastic. That's what you need to back up, isn't it?
Yep.
Things like that. That's when you can't say, no one can question it. No one can question it.
No, I mean,
not really.
The things I'm seeing lately, I can't get over. I mean, I'm seeing actual people from different eras. As I'm driving into work in the morning, sometimes, it's not every time, but I've seen probably about 6 in the space of 2 months. And I'm not the only one. Jess sees them as well with me, so I know I can back up what I'm seeing. But these apparitions tend to be in like the typical either Victorian dress or just going about their own business, not particularly looking at me. Just kind of going about their business. But on quite a few occasions, I've actually had to brake in the car, physically stop, because I'm seeing these things cross the road, and then they disappear. And I've got no explanation as to. The only thing I can think of is the meditation that I'm doing. I'm starting to do a lot of meditation, which obviously opens your mind. But yeah, I mean, I can't say what they are because I've never experienced this before. So, is it paranormal? Possibly. I don't know why else they would be there in the dress that they're in.
Well, that's what makes it special for us. I mean, we are a paranormal family, a paranormal community. And I believe what you're saying. I mean, but if you get somebody else out here that's skeptic, who doesn't deal in this stuff, I believe what you're telling me. But if you get somebody else who's skeptic or something, they will say, well, I got a number to a good psychiatrist you should be talking to.
Yeah, they will. They will. You've got to be so careful who you talk to.
No, you don't have to be. I mean, it's just that our field is very unique, and we know what we capture and what we see on a daily basis and on the investigations and stuff. So I know where you're coming from with that. But if you had someone else saying that the same thing, I mean, I've seen stuff all the time. I mean, it's just you don't, as a person, as a fellow investigator, I would want to hear more about all that. I would want to hear, get more into detail, and maybe we can work together and try to get, figure it out together. Whereas a normal person, I call them normal people, they want to stick you in the nut house somewhere.
They do. They do. Just want to brush you off. It's the fact that Jess sees them with me as well. And not everyone that I've seen.
I didn't see 2 of the ones that
you didn't see 2 of them, but I can back up with Jess seeing, and I'm thinking.
But you see, that's the thing. You have someone there who's actually helped witness that some of
them.
They can verify for. But then again, it could be a shared illusion. I mean,
it could be.
So you don't know. I mean, I believe you. next time, I tell you what I would do if I was you. I start bringing me a camera out there with me. You know, start taking me some pictures when I'm leaving the place. I see some dude out there in some dress, you know, hey, I'm getting a picture. Either that, you're from New Orleans. You know, if you're a man dressed in a dress, you're from New Orleans. So I can get pictures like that all day long. But I mean,
yeah, I'll have to take a picture.
Check your dash cam.
I've got a dash cam on the car, so
there you go. There you go.
There we go.
Next time,
just start, and you actually start building yourself a case. You know,
an
investigation case. You know, to me that sounds like that would be interesting. Which would got me one of our teams with us, the 13th Dimension. I don't know if y'all seen that episode.
I've heard of it on here. I've not actually seen.
They actually named Jack the Ripper.
Yes, I did see something about. We did.
And from DNA and stuff like that, and it was like, wow. I mean, to me, that's something that we, you know, that could be shared out with y'all. I mean, that kind of stuff with KEAP. I mean, this to me is a great channel. I think it has it should be exploding, to be honest with you. Karen's doing a hell of a job. She's a great woman.
She is.
So I mean, hats off to you, Karen.
Doing an amazing job. I haven't got hats, I'll take it off.
So keep up the great work. And I know she's swamped with this, and she's swamped with a lot of stuff. So
I don't know how she does what she does.
I don't know either. I mean,
incredible lady.
It's a lot. I mean, she has to keep up with this, and she's doing all this, you know, all the productions and everything, and it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work for one person. So she, you know, maybe she'll expand bigger or something like that, and get some more help in there or something. But to me, that she's doing a hell of a job right now. Maybe we can make this thing bigger than what it is. You know, I'd like to see KEAP take over the whole UK. I'd like to see him take over all over Europe. You know, I've seen some of these videos and stuff from some of these investigations. They're getting 2,000-3,000 hits and views on it.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we were only just saying that, weren't we, a couple of days ago? There's somebody's out there investigating currently, which they shouldn't really be doing.
Yeah, I mean, with y'all, I mean, I don't know if it's
they're getting so many viewers.
I don't know if it's Facebook or what, because I mean, with us with Facebook, I mean, we're limited now. We can only do so much over here with Facebook, and they cut us off. I don't know what it is like in the UK. I mean, it's different or not. So I don't know. I mean, that's something to look into. I mean, but yeah, y'all doing a great job. I mean, the guests, I mean, the shows that y'all have are awesome. I love them.
Thank you.
And I watch y'all show. I love y'all. I mean, we've friends on Facebook, so we always talking or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're always talking.
Yeah, we like talking.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, maybe I can bring y'all along. I think I already got y'all scheduled in to coming on and doing something.
Yeah, is it June the 20th?
June 20th.
20th, 20. Was it? Could be
June the 6th.
The Pitre dish.
Pitre dish.
Right?
Yes.
June. I don't know. Let's see.
Friday.
June. May 20. No. June 10th.
I'm sure it was June. June 10th.
June 10th. Is it June 10th?
June 10th? It's the 10th of June. It is the 10th of June. You're right.
Yeah.
Me, I got it wrong.
And I mean, I don't want to put y'all on Paranormal Swamp Talk because that's at 9 o'clock here. And that's like 3 o'clock in the morning for you. So, I mean, that's like, you know, that's crazy. You don't want to get on that.
I really would be a zombie.
Plenty of coffees.
We should get a few hours sleep doing that. But then again, I mean, I don't know.
Very true.
Our shows, I mean, we're blocked for our shows over here. I'm blocked 2-hour shows. I mean, it's for 2 hours, and then I can go longer. I've had the longest show I've ever had was 8 hours, 9 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It was great. Yeah. It was awesome.
Wow.
that is an awesome time.
Yeah, that takes some beating.
But it was just like we do also after shows and stuff like that. After we get off of here, we in the video we have an after show and stuff like that where we talk about, to the guests and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys, that's how we connect with one another.
Yeah.
We have
Definitely.
different people from different shows like that. And then we share our guests. You know, that's what we do. We share our guests. And that's what I'm trying to do with y'all. I'm trying to share my guests with y'all. You know, if I get guests first, I'm going to put them on, you know, crossing over. And then, hey, maybe y'all want them, you know, and it depends on times for them. Here's daytime, over there it's nighttime. So it's a little bit harder for y'all, I think. But it's also hard to hear because a lot of these people are working during the day. So you have to find people that actually off that day or whatever. And they'll work with you. They'll work with you.
So I guess it's slightly easier with the COVID because there's a lot more people at home at the moment. But when things get back to some kind of normality, that'll be when it could get a bit tricky.
So how did you get the name for your show? Just out of curiosity.
We have a group on Facebook called the Shadow Chasers Paranormal.
Okay.
We were not actually a paranormal team. It's just it started off as just me and Jess just going about our everyday sort of places and staying in these haunted hotels, just using it as an evidence page kind of thing. So everywhere we go, we would post up our evidence. Sometimes we would go live, again for the members of the group. And that's all it ever was, really. We never decided to turn it into an actual group. We wanted to be a little bit different and just have an evidence page alongside our journey in the paranormal.
Y'all need to get in some of these houses. Y'all need to get an investigation group going on, get in some of these houses and experience this stuff. I mean, talking about is one thing, being involved in it and getting something touch you or scratch you or push on you or whatever. Yeah, that's a whole different other game, man. That changes your whole outlook on life.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, because recently we've just become team members with Keep Paranormal. So
we're really looking forward to starting with them once
that's
we
with
can.
Karen and Jolene, right?
Karen and Jolene.
And Gary, Eddie and Dennis.
And Dennis.
Dave.
That's awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it.
They can show you some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to getting back out there again.
Yeah, the future's going to be brilliant.
It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely brilliant.
I came up with the name for the Keep show that I have here with y'all, Crossing Over. It's a pun, actually, if you think about it. Crossing over the ocean, because I'm be crossing over and y'all crossing backwards. I'm coming over to you. And it's also a pun for crossing over to the other side. So that's why, I thought it would be kind of sweet, cute to do something like that, make it a pun. That way I'm coming over one way or the other. I don't care.
Either's good.
It's a brilliant name, and it goes. It's a fitting name.
It does.
I don't understand why, like right now. I mean, UK has a lot of history. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's and y'all have here. We have a lot of history. It's not as much. I mean, but it's not like real deep history like in Europe and everything. I don't understand why don't y'all do like cemeteries? It's outside, and you able to, keep social distancing. You don't have to wear a mask. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. And you catch so much activity out of some of these places. You'd be surprised with EVPs and things that you see that, vapors and apparitions and dark masses and stuff. I mean, you see so much to actually capture. It's just keeping you busy for one and keeping your equipment.
It would do. It would do.
Collecting dust,
Exactly. It's very true.
It is. Yeah, it's kind of tricky though, isn't it? Because you get a lot of people that think it's the wrong thing. You shouldn't be doing it during COVID, and
that's what
we don't want to sort of. It's awkward, isn't it? We still want to continue with our passion, but we know that it's tricky doing lives and things like that when other people are struggling to get out and about. And I don't know. I don't feel it's going to go down too well.
No, we do it.
It's going to get better. It's got to get better. We have to work.
It will.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what we're doing now. That's how we kept busy. We were doing investigations at cemeteries, and in fact, one of my guys in our team, it's our partner team, Great South Paranormal. He was filming. We seen this mask coming out of a grave. It was dark. I mean, this thing was nasty looking, and it just came out of a grave and it went into a tree and it just dissipated. So we all ran towards this thing. As a paranormal investigator, you run towards it. And if you're a regular person, you run away from that. You know, I ain't gonna deal with that. That's scary. But no, we run towards this stuff, and we got right up on it. We put K2 meters. We had S box on it. We had mail readers and everything else. And we had Corey. He was standing there filming the whole thing, and he had his camera. It was some kind of film. I forgot what he was using. But anyway, he was just standing there filming, and all of a sudden we said, "Corey, come this way." He wouldn't move, and I'm looking at him, and we got pictures of him. He was just stood there, and he was like a statue, and he turned white, and he had these dark circles that was coming, like his eyes started getting dark, and on his neck you could see these scratches along his neck, and it was like something was attacking him at a cemetery, and we got it. We was able to capture that. He carried that thing on him for about over a week to get rid of it, just to get feeling better again. I mean, I did an investigation at a cemetery. It's called of all nice things, it's the Devil's Woodyard. And it's a very small cemetery. I mean, it's not huge, but it's reasonably sized. And the stories go, it's very secluded. I mean, it's way off in the woods, but it's all nicely kept up for some reason. Somebody actually cares for these people. And but it's an old cemetery, and we pulled up on it and everything. And that cemetery. I came across the graves. We were looking at the grave markers, and I was like, okay, you're checking out the dates and things of that nature, and you're checking out who they are and stuff like that. And I noticed about 90% of the graves in the cemetery were all children 1 year old or younger, or infants. Oh. And it was heartbreaking. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Why so many children? Why? And there are different dates. That was the spooky part. I can understand maybe with some kind of pandemic or something, or because of cholera outbreaks here in Louisiana or something like that. But no, they were all different dates. And it was just like these children were just all buried, these babies. And they did have a few, about 10% with adults. And I came across this one grave, and the headstone had her name, her date of birth and death, and she was in her 30s. And here we have what they call a footstone. It's at the foot of the grave, and it tells you, it's just some people put it there. And it said mother. And I walked past her and I look at her and I said, how you doing, mother? And I had my mail reader had my K2 in one hand, my mail reader. I'm just trying to figure out, because my mail reader does EMFs and all that. And it also tells temperature and all. And so I'm saying, hello, mother. And all of a sudden, boom, it hit me. It's like a wave. It hit me. It was like a headache. A bad one. Hit me in the back of the head. It was like coming, almost like a bad migraine. And I walked away from it, and I said, right, whoa. And when I walked away, it went away. So I said, okay. I walked up to it again, and I'm just reading it. And it was getting a little activity on it. I'm like, whoa, my mail reader was like 3.6, 3.7. I was getting a little hits there, it was nice.
Quite high, isn't it? That's quite high readings.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get it recorded behind me, or someone's standing behind me to record it. So I'm looking at it, I'm doing that, and I'm, hello, mother. Boom, she hit me again. And I'm like, whoa, man. And this time it was like a double whammy. It was twice. I mean, it almost knocked me to my knees. And I walked away, and I came back and I looked at her. I said, you bitch. Because I was mad at her at that point. I mean, she hit me twice. And I'm like, I'm not going to put up with this. And I called her out. I said, you bitch. And I should have never done that. She followed me home. She attached to me for 5 days. I had headaches for 5 days. And it finally took a Catholic priest to come over, and I got blessed to get rid of it. And because I'm also, that's another thing, I'm with the Knights of Columbus. Also, I'm a knight. But I had a Catholic priest bless me, and it finally disappeared. Well, during that time, my good friend, I call her my little sister, Jennifer. She's a medium. She's very gifted. Jennifer did a reading for me. She said, this is what it is. she's not looking to hurt you. I said, what? She, why is she doing it? She wants you to help her find her baby. That's all she wanted. So I've been doing research on her. So I've been trying to find out, where's her child, if it's from infancy or adult or whatever. I'm going to find that the baby, whatever, her child, regardless, no matter if he was 100 years old, he or she, I'm going to find it for her. So that's what I'm working on now. It's one of the little projects. So, but you never know.
It's nice when you can feel that you can help them.
Yeah.
And get to the bottom of why they're actually haunting in the first place.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to be doing in this field. We're supposed to be helping. So, like a residential, they're calling us. They want help from us. We're obligated. We need to help them. Especially when small children are involved. But we need to help them.
Exactly.
And it's not just the living. We're here to help the dead too. That's what we're here for. Help. They might need that little bit of help to cross over. They might need, that little help to figure out what's going on, or they might need something done for them. Unfinished business type things. But that's what we did. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
While we're doing it, we're documenting.
Yeah. Because again, you can cross them over. It doesn't mean that they won't come back again. They can still come back, but they can. They're more, come back at free will rather than being stuck.
Right. They're more at peace at that time.
That's right. Yeah.
And I believe that's what we're here to do.
Definitely. So. Wow, Howard, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Yeah, my dew got all messed up. Sitting there next to a fan. It's hot here, man. It's hot. What's the temperature out there where y'all are, Jess and David?
Temperature is hot in here.
Warm in here.
Very warm. We're probably
about
12 degrees.
Yeah, 12 degrees.
I don't know what that is in
12 degrees.
Yeah, 12 degrees C.
We're at 82, so 82 degrees here.
Wow.
82. It's almost thong season.
Almost.
I got my thongs ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You ever seen them pictures? I tell everybody that. Yeah, well, I tell them pictures. I tell people this all the time. I don't care. I mean, you get these pictures. You ever seen pictures of big fat guys, old men, big fat guys on the beach wearing their Ray-Bans, and they got them little bitty tiny. That's going to be me. That's what I look like. I'm wearing my thong out to the beach, white as can be, and get me some sun. I mean, hey, I roll with that, man. Look, I'm ready.
Oh, brilliant.
We'll be looking for the tan lines next time we talk to you.
That's right. I'll show you some tan lines. Well, I hope I helped y'all out a little bit. I love talking to y'all. It was great. If you ever need to just talk, just buzz me and we'll just talk. We ain't got to have an audience or nothing. We just do it on our own. Just talk somewhere, have some fun or something, whatever. Talk about shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, anything.
Oh, we love talking to you.
Yeah.
Try to give y'all some help. As in guests, we'll get y'all some more guests. I don't know how many guests you got. Look, I'm going to show you. This is the Pitre dish. And I'm booked till June 17th on the Pitre dish on Paranormal Swamp Talk. I got one spot there. Yeah. I'm booked till July 7th.
Wow.
Paranormal Swamp Talk. So now I'm working on crossing over, start getting my list on that.
Up to June, I think.
June the 20th, but we've got 2 spots available.
That's why I'm confusing the going on your show, Howard. Because June the 20th, we've got somebody to be interviewed.
Yeah, you got that one.
I got you for the 10th. I have you for the 10th.
I think that's on a Thursday. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thursday.
Is that the Pitre dish, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to make sure. Yep, June 10th. Yep. Matter of fact, I have Jolene coming on May 6th.
Oh.
And then I got Miss Karen. She's going to be. Yep, and Miss Karen's coming back on April 22nd. So.
Is that on the Pitre dish?
That's all Pitre dish.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, I mean, this week coming, I believe, yeah, on the Pitre dish. I got someone from the UK coming on also, Barry Fitzgerald. We're going to talk about Barry Fitzgerald. Yeah, we're going to talk about fairies and banshees and all that good stuff.
That'd be an interesting watch.
I'm doing it for my fiance. She's Irish, so she keep her quiet. You know, leave me alone. I got me a banshee here. We call her Swamp Witch. She's a Swamp Witch. That's bad. I'm gonna get help for this.
Oh, I love it.
She's gonna come back and haunt me.
I'm always in trouble. I'm controversial. I was good for this show too. I was. I was really, really good. Trust me.
You were well behaved.
I was behaved. Yes, I'm trying to behave myself now. I've got to get in that role now. I got so many things going on. I'm just being nice. And I'll be funny with you a little bit. I'll laugh with you and stuff like that. But I can get rid of it.
What life is about.
It's not good. It's not good at all. You want to watch some of my old shows, you'll see what I'm talking about. But no, I'm doing this for Karen. I mean, I love Karen to death, and I want to bring her I'm doing this respectfully for her. You know, as from other broadcasting company, oh hell, I don't care. The biggest thing I talk about, I hate to say this, the biggest thing I talk about on that shows and stuff, they hate me talking about it, is aquatic entities.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't say ooh yet. You don't know what that is yet because, no. It started off as toilet demons. Okay.
Is there such a thing?
Yes, there is. There is.
Wow.
There is.
There is.
But nobody believed me, though, but there is a toilet demon. And they think it was one. I'm trying to explain it this way, and they think it's another way. So I said, fine, we'll go with that. And then, I was told not to say that no more. You know, I said, oh, fine, okay, don't be snappy. All right, we'll just call it brown trout fishing. You know, we'll go brown trout fishing. Then, oh no, you can't say that. I'll say, well, let's make it fancy then, and then we'll call it aquatic entities. So, yeah, I mean, that's just one of the things. I mean, we come up with. I mean, God, these shows get so. Oh, and that's not. I'm not bringing to Karen's. I mean, I want to make fun. I want to be funny and stuff like that for her shows, but it's going to be into a certain limit. You know, I don't want to do it and embarrass her, embarrass y'all, and everything else. Like I said, I'm new to this, so we just play it by ear. You know, so
definitely.
What time is it over there now? It's what,
it is
18?
20 past 8, nearly.
20 past 8.
Wow, it's only 20 past 2.
Oh, I still got lots of the day to go.
I got a whole half a day left to go, man.
Oh, half of our day went this morning when we woke up. The biggest sleep I'd ever had.
Overslept.
I mean, I think about me just go to lay down in the bedroom, take my pants off, and watch some NASCAR or something. And watch some NASCAR racing.
Yeah, get some racing on.
Yeah, watch that. But I appreciate
I'm a racing fan.
You are? Who's your favorite racer?
Well, I'm into Formula One.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about NASCAR. I'm talking about the dirty
NASCAR,
car racing. Yeah. Kevin Harvick. That's my boy.
Yeah, left turn.
Yeah, but while you're doing that left turn, you're taking the other guy out with you.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's the fun.
That goes $100,000. Yeah. We love that stuff. We love it. You know, how much damage you can do. What happens when a Formula One racing? They they do the little, and that's it. Yeah. I'm like, listen at that thing. It ain't got no engine in there. What is that? A rubber band?
Derby.
Demolition Derby.
Demolition Derby.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
This thing's here. I mean, they're like, and you just sit there and you can feel it, and you're like, yeah, that's good. It's coming through the TV like that, and you're like vibrating with it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Hit the wall at 180 miles an hour. Yeah, did he live? Did he live? No. Yeah, he's alive. Yeah. Man. He's gonna try to drive it back out there. Okay, get on it, boy. That's how us Yanks. I don't know if y'all we called it what we're called now, but I know we used to be called Yanks or whatever. But that's how we think. We don't care. We just don't. We just do. We do. I mean, you could tell it during world events. We just well, whatever. We don't think. We just go with it. We just go with it.
Just roll with it.
Roll with it, yeah. Put some dirt on it. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Brush it
off. Oh, God. Oh, it's always fun talking to you, Howard.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, just let me know if there's anything I could do for y'all. Just
excellent.
There, you know.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you very
much. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure to talk to y'all also. Loved it.
Okay. If you hold fire in the background, we'll just catch you before we finish.
Sure.
All right?
Sure.
See you soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Next up, we have the Power Exchange with Ken Vogel at 11 o'clock tonight. So definitely join in for that one. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.